Well, how we doing today, everybody? I'm finally going to start two videos. The reason I'm breaking this down is because I didn't want the videos to be too long. And maybe my concentration level's not that long either. But anyway, I'm going to do a why work at Adventureland and a why not work at Adventureland series here. And the first one that you're watching right now is going to, of course, be the why work at Adventureland. And I can come up with a lot of good reasons to do it. I can also come up with some reasons not to do it, which will be in the next video. But the first thing I want to do is just, and this can be a why do it or a why not do it, but this is how much money I made, and I'm going to let you know how it breaks down. I'm counting this as a 6-month period. Now, I got there April 3rd or 2nd, something like that. And I really didn't need to be there that early. I took my canoe and my kayak, and I thought I would get outdoors a little more and do some stuff and just enjoy myself for a while before the job started at Adventureland. And the weather didn't play along too well. Plus, you know, I was new in the state and didn't know a whole lot of places to go and just everything else. But you really don't have to show up there. I'm going to say at least by the 15th. They're going to start training and stuff and have tours of the park and, you know, meetings about how to do this and do that and all that kind of stuff before the park opens. So you want to get there before that last weekend and, you know, make sure you get in on all that. But the first thing I'm going to do, and like I say, you can consider this a pro or a con, and I'm going to divide it by 6 months, but I have a little note here, not in memory. But anyway, I made, for that whole 6-month period, now this is at $8.50 an hour, I made $4,958.51. I didn't think to write the number of hours I worked down here. You can divide that out. But anyway, I had a bonus check, which came a month after the park closed, which I thought they could have been a little more timely on that. Now, I didn't have to have the money. I don't know how many people did. There were some college kids working there and stuff that might have needed their money a little faster than that. And I don't think there's any reason that they held that money that long. And I said this in another video, other than the fact to draw themselves some interest on that money that other people may have needed. So anyway, you can count that as a pro or a con. But anyway, I made $4,958.51. The bonus check I got, which was 75 cents per hour that I worked, and there was a $400 campsite bonus. Each campsite got $400. Now, if it was a man and a woman, then I guess they could split it $200 each. But each campsite got $400. So the total bonus for the 75 cents an hour and the $400 campsite bonus came up to $837.51. So for that 6 months, I grossed $5,796.02. I had $932.27 taken out in taxes. Now, I'm not going to know until income taxes are done after the first of the year how much of this I'll get back. Now, I understand that I'll get the Iowa state tax that was deducted, which was $144.89. I understand I'll get that back filing taxes here in Alabama. Now, I don't know if Alabama's going to charge me anything or not. I don't know how that works. So I'm just giving you the numbers of what I took home, which after those taxes were taken out and stuff of the gross amount, I got checks deposited directly to my bank account of $4,863.75. Now, if you divide that by 6 months, that comes out to $810.63. Now, at the beginning, you're only open on the weekends, and at the end, you're only open on the weekends. So figure that however you want. Now, if you're a person with a whole lot of bills and everything, then this is not going to be a whole lot of money. But you have to remember that you don't have any rent going on because the site is completely furnished. There's no power bill, there's no sewer bill. There's Wi-Fi there, which is can be kind of spotty, and a lot of people had a lot of issues with it. Now, I did rig up an external antenna and a Wi-Fi booster. Most of the time, I got good Wi-Fi, but right at those peak times, you know, like at 8 and 9 o'clock at night and 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning and stuff like that, it could be really slow or really spotty. So you count that as a pro or a con. So now I'm just going to go straight into pros, though. I believe the management there were really interested in trying to make the people happy that worked there, and they kept some kind of little things going all the time. And I'm going to show you right now some clips of the bulletin board that they had up in the place where we ate lunch, which they called the commissary, and the place where we met before we went out on our assignments for the day. But anyway, take a little look at this board, and you know, you can freeze frame if you want to read these things, but they included all different kind of little activities that they had for us. So take a look at this. This bulletin board had different things on it for different people. They had stuff for golfers. They had drawings where we won prizes. They had ice cream days, watermelon days, Dippin' Dots days. I participated in a lot of these things. Some I didn't. You know, if you like playing bingo, they had a bingo night with real good stuff. I won this little thing here. Got some good prizes. And this is that riverboat trip we took. I did a video on that. That was a lot of fun. When we started there, one of the first activities, of course, was the training. And you have to do some computer work on that. They want you to go through every ride in this little work booklet that we had, and check that off on the computer. So you had some computer work before you actually went out and started looking at the rides and stuff like that. But anyway, after all that was done, we had a real nice party thrown for us, and I'm calling it a party. They called it a welcome to Adventureland, welcome work camper thing or something like that. But anyway, we went to this, which is sort of a bar kind of thing there, called the Rathskeller. We went in there and they had free beer for us, and let us keep these glass mugs, of which I gave mine away because living in a motorhome's not a I don't keep a whole lot of glass kind of stuff. But anyway, I thought it was nice of them, and we had several beers, and took a tour of the park where they showed us all different kind of rides and how things generally operate, and some of the stuff we would be doing, and showed us where all the restrooms were and places to for the park guests to eat and things like that. So this is just a couple of little clips, and in that clip in the banquet room, these are all work campers, and from what I understand, there were about like 370 of us. There were a lot of work campers there. So take a look at these two little clips. Another one of the big perks there was the commissary. At lunch, when we had our break, there was always some kind of hot meal made up. You know, it could have been some kind of beef and noodles, or it could have been fried chicken, which we had every Monday, and I thought was pretty good. That was my favorite day. They had a taco day, and the tacos were like 75 cents each, and they were huge. So that day you could have 2 tacos, which filled me up. Lunch cost $1.50. On chicken day, which was Monday, you could get a breast for $1, and I forget exactly the prices of the other stuff, but anyway, I would get a breast and 2 wings, and it cost me $2. And so you throw in mashed potatoes and gravy, I think that was another 75 cents. So for $2.75, you got a breast, 2 wings, and mashed potatoes and gravy. I mean, it was unbelievable. They also had sandwiches every day. They had hamburgers and cheeseburgers, double cheeseburgers. They had a pork tenderloin sandwich. They had some kind of grilled or fried chicken sandwich. They just had a whole lot of stuff to eat there, and I'm not calling it gourmet or anything, but when you start talking about having a cheeseburger and a bag of chips and a drink for $2.25 or whatever it was, then you have to consider that being a perk. I mean, how can you not? If there's something I'm going to miss up there, it's that cheap lunch, because I could go to Walmart like every 2 weeks and get $40 out when I went grocery shopping, and that $40 would last me that whole time, and with change left over in my pocket. So that is a real good perk, that commissary. That's something I'll really miss. Another plus that I'm going to talk about is the managers that are there at Adventureland. People did not go around riding you real hard or giving you a tough time or anything like that. I thought the managers were really good. They were friendly people, and I think one of the biggest things about it is that the company did not go out and hire managers out of some other vocation. They hired people that had been rides operators. Every one of them had operated rides prior to getting offered a manager job. So they understood your position and what you were trying to do. And the only thing, I don't think I was ever approached by a manager but one time, and he was just giving me a little bit of a suggestion on how I could run the ride a little better than what I was doing it. And so, you know, that's something to be appreciative of more than to be mad about or something. So I thought the management there was really good, and I really liked them a lot. So don't have any worries or anything about going up there and having people riding you real hard or being mean or snotty or anything else to you, because that just isn't the case. They're nice people, and they're good to work for. Another plus, of course, I think being able to work at an amusement park and being able to experience it both as a guest yourself, because we were allowed to go in on our days off, not on Saturday and Sunday, but everybody's working Saturday and Sunday anyway. So we were allowed to go in if our day off was Monday through Friday, or any time that we were off. If you worked the night shift, you could have gone in on Wednesday, let's say. You could have gone in earlier in the day. But I had some good times doing that. I went in and rode some rides, and there were a couple of places like outdoor bar type things where you could go have a beer, and I went and did that a couple of times. even when I was younger, going to parks on my own with friends or something like that, I used to always like the food booths, because those places always have some kind of treats that are a little different than your normal fare. And also it gives you a day to just let loose. I mean, if you were worried about your weight or something like that, that's the kind of day where you can go ahead and get a funnel cake anyway. so I really liked it from that standpoint of being able to go in there. Now, working there, I want to tell you, although there are going to be some things that I'm not saying that are so flattering in this next video, I was amazed at, and had never thought about it before, but the little kids, working with them on some of the children's rides, I mean, the looks on their faces, just the stars emanating from their eyes. I mean, they were just thrilled and amazed and having such a good time that you have to count that as a plus of working at Adventureland, because I had never experienced anything like that before, and I had never been that close to children before, and I was just amazed, you know, at the warm all under feeling that I got from watching those children just really enjoy themselves and have a good time. So, working at the park and being able to visit the park, let's give that a big thumbs up. We didn't do it as much as we should have, and what I'm talking about is friends getting together after work and stuff like that. I'm talking about in big groups. Now, individually around the park, you know, you would make new friends, and this is what this clip is about, because that's definitely a plus, going somewhere, meeting new people. A lot of people got together fairly regularly, and you know, sat down, had a few beers, or fixed something to eat. And one night we all got together and decided that we would go over to this bar and grill that was it was in the hotel that was owned by the Adventureland. And it was called Adventureland Resort, I think, hotel. But anyway, we got together one night and went in there. And yes, this is me being loud after just one beer. But check out this clip. This is just a get together that we did. And I'm considering this a big plus. Meeting new people and having good times with those people. You can't beat stuff like that. Anybody object to being on YouTube?
Nah.
Just show me my best life.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your best life?
I don't know. That's just it. I don't know.
That's funny. So there toward the end, I think it was the last Wednesday before the last weekend that we worked, if you can figure that out. They gave us a goodbye dinner. I guess maybe you'd call it more of a thank you dinner. And they put out some pretty good food, and it was fun getting together with people again. And this was in that same big Palace Theater, they called it, where earlier in this video you saw all the work campers getting together. But this time it was everybody that worked there, not just work campers. And so I'm going to consider that being a plus, that they cared to do that. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. The bad part of it's going to be next, and that'll be just in 2 or 3 days after I do this one. I'm going to get that one up. So I hope this finds everybody in good spirits and finds everyone well. And until that next video, thank you for watching.